in verse number 1. Follow after charity. Here's what the Bible teaches. If you put it in its context, in 1 Corinthians 12, he says, now concerning spiritual gifts. And in fact, the book of 1 Corinthians, Paul addresses several questions this church had, or several problems this church had. And he goes on, and you can divide Corinthians that way. And he gets to chapter 12. He says, now I want to talk about spiritual gifts. And he says, 12, 13, and 14 is a section that goes together. And chapter 12, he explains spiritual gifts, how the Holy Ghost gives to every man severally as he wills, and that God has given different gifts to people. And then chapter 13, he tells how there's something more important than gifts, and that is charity. Having God's love through you to people. And charity is God's love, the love you have because you are saved. And he says that's primary. That is the utmost importance. So I have the gift of tongues and what do you say? And understand all mysteries, and have all faith, so I can remove mountains. All faith, so that I can remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. I'm a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. In other words, you need to have love. Real love, more important than gifts. And charity never faileth. You know, something to think about. Maybe you wonder, what should I do with my child? What should I do with my spouse? What should I do about my neighbor? What should I do about this person that did me wrong? What should I do about it? One thing you can always remember, charity never faileth. Never go wrong loving people. You don't have to agree with everything they do. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to follow it. You don't have to say it's a good thing or a bad thing. You say, I don't understand. One thing I can tell you, charity never fails. It never hurts to love people in spite of what they do. You know, if I remember right, that's kind of how God does with you. Isn't that right?